I think there's a perception out there that, you know, being in foster care is taboo, you know, but it's not.
Oh, you can gain lots from it. You've got to have a lot of compassion, you've got to have a lot of empathy for our young people.
So fostering is a lifestyle, it's definitely not a job.
It's my passion. Children, I've always worked with children in some way or another.
And it takes a very special and unique person to be a foster carer.
I think the difference that the foster carers make is invaluable, really. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that when they face difficult challenges, but actually any time that that young person has spent with that family, role modelling and just being accepted for who they are, stays with that young person, and then that's their foundation.
In a nutshell, I love kids. I always have. I've gained so much from it. I think having raised my own child and stepchildren, I kind of thought I knew all about parenting. Fostering just takes it to a whole different level. I think it's made me a better parent. I've had 21 children in the last 12 months come to me for various reasons, and each one of them has brought something new. I've learned something new from them.
One of the biggest things I've gained has been pointed out to me by my son in the way that I have a completely different perspective around teenagers. I'm a lot more understanding, I'm a lot calmer.
When I came into care, I was a very different person to what I am now. I mean, mentally and physically. It gave me a whole different perspective on life. I mean, not just my own, but other people's. And it was the hardest thing I ever went through. But I'm so thankful for the experience that I got being in foster care.
It can be quite difficult at first, but you just have to give it a chance to settle out and get comfortable and become who you are.
I guess you could say it's trying to manage three different relationships in one person. So I have to be a brother always, but I also have to be a parent in a sense, and then I also have to try and be a friend too, because she's also my sister. As to the bickering, whose fault was that?
Mine.
I have gained lots of independence and skills on how to look after myself, and just gained so much more confidence in just being who I am.
For me, it was one of my young people that had been with me just under 2 years, but actually did come back to me on a Christmas Eve to kind of touch base and say hello, which was absolutely lovely for us.
I think the biggest one was when I found out I was pregnant with Rowan. I wasn't in the right headspace to have a baby, but both Janet and Graham supported me in making my decision. He calls Janet Nanny, he loves her to bits, and every morning they sit down and share biscuits together and dipped in tea.
I have a girl who was with me for 4 months, and she actually went back to family. She's the first child that I've had that's come to me in fostering that's actually been able to return to family. I think sometimes we get so overwhelmed with what we're dealing with our kids.
We do community events which are run by the foster carers.
We've got a WhatsApp group, there's coffee mornings.
So we do an awful lot. There's a lot of support amongst us. Peer support is one of the best supports that you can go with.
They're there if you want them.
So reach out, always get support, and don't be afraid to ask.
There's always someone at the end of the phone.
My message to my carer would be thank you for everything you've done for me, and given the circumstances that this all happened, you have been unbelievably helpful for me.
She always advocated for me and stood in my corner, even if I was in the wrong. She always had my back, and I can honestly say she's the only person in my entire life that ever did.
But more importantly, how rewarding it can be to watch someone grow and become someone that you can be proud of and is proud of themselves.
They don't have to have special qualifications, but they do have to have the willingness to open their home up to a young person that's coming in and learn how to offer them that place of security and stability.
I think anyone who's thinking of foster care, just do it. You can make a real difference.
My message to current foster carers is a big thank you to everything that you do for our young people.
It's incredibly hard work, and you do an absolutely amazing and fantastic job. Stick with it. It is really rewarding.
I would say if you've got the room, if you've got the time, just go for it.
Just thank you.